Welcome to the first edition of Swarm Weekly, where we recap the Seattle Swarm's highlights of the match week. I'm Hornet alongside Pandy, who's telling us about the Week 1 matchups.
This week in Ramen Bowl, the Swarm take on the Carolina Reapers. Then we see both Noodle Cup and Mac League in a divisional doubleheader against the Utah Craze. And finally, a Linguini League showdown versus the Los Angeles Griffins to round out this first week's schedule.
Week 1 kicked off with the Linguini League team taking a 3-1 victory on stream over the Los Angeles Griffins. Game 1 was an absolute shootout with a combined 17 shots for both teams, leading to their only loss of the series with a scoreline of 3-4. In Game 2, Pivot 97 led the charge by scoring both of Seattle's goals, securing their first victory with a huge momentum shift in their favor. Moving forward, Blaze took control of Game 3 by recognizing LA's game plan and scored 2 huge aerial goals to take the Swarm to match point. And last but certainly not least, Game 4, Array putting the nail in the coffin against their former team with the brace to take it home for Week 1. This series was an absolute thriller to watch on stream, and the Linguini League crew most definitely earned their 3-1 win over the Los Angeles Griffins.
Up next is the MTL Crew, who opened their season with an electric 3-0 sweep over the Utah Craze. This series began with a huge win, led by Ethan with relentless offense, scoring 2 goals and assisting a third, making for 3 straight goals in Game 1. On the other end of the field, Cammy put on a defensive clinic with 7 saves for the series and was able to equalize Game 2 with a top-shelf banger. After which Cammy's defense held the Craze to only 2 goals on 10 shots in a thrilling 3-2 victory. All of this opened the door for Fort, who scored when it mattered the most, who began Game 3 with a goal and an assist in the first 30 seconds, followed by stellar defense on the goal line. Overall, the Swarm made quick work of Utah and look ready for what next week has to bring.
Moving forward, the NCS crew was slated to play a division rivalry match versus the Utah Craze for Week 1. However, due to Utah not having enough players on their roster, Utah forfeits the match, resulting in a 3-0 win. The NCS crew is certainly hungry for their Season 15 debut, and we're super excited to see what they bring to the table for their 2 games next week.
And finally, the Ramen Boys took home a 3-1 series win over the Carolina Reapers. Tater and Goyo reunited as teammates after 5 long years and got to work quickly in Game 1 with 2 goals by Tater, assisted by Goyo to secure a shutout win. Game 2 went to the Reapers, who turned up the heat quickly with 3 goals, but Goyo gets the Swarm back on track, making key 50s and bumps to facilitate almost every Seattle goal of the entire series. Hornet made his mark in Game 3 after 6 minutes of scoreless play, where he stung the opponents with a frozen rope in overtime to push the Reapers to series point. By Game 4, the Swarm were firing on all cylinders. Goyo made key bumps to set up Hornet, who sent dimes to Tater, who shot 100% to send the Reapers away with an 0-1 record. For a cross-conference matchup, this series did not disappoint.
And with that, the Seattle Swarm go 4-for-4, unmatched for Week 1. Quick recap, we had the Ramen Crew beat the Carolina Reapers 3-1, the Utah Craze fell to the NCS and Mac League squads, and the Linguini League crew took a 3-1 win against LA on stream. We've got some stats on the side here, but how'd this week look for you, Pandy?
Hornet, I hear a buzz in the air with these results. These 4 matches produced some serious standout players this week. Pivot 97 proved that they're an offensive dual threat, as Cammy played as an unstoppable force on the goal line. These 2, with the help of their teammates, made their series some of the most exhilarating gameplay to watch. Congratulations to everyone on the Swarm this week, and I can't wait to see what next week brings.
I agree, that's a hell of a way to start the season. This has been Swarm Weekly Week 1. I'm Hornet.
And I'm Pandy.
See you next week.